as human beings, we all go through challenges, obstacles, struggles, trials, and tribulations. But throughout those things that we tend to experience in regards to those situations, there's a reason as well as a purpose as to why you had to endure those hardships, those situations. And the purpose, yet alone reason, is for individuals to learn a lesson and implement it within your life in regards to how to break free as well as move forward and not have to repeat that same cycle, repeat that same lesson. See, as a man, I've experienced a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and a lot of betrayal in regards to relationships throughout my entire lifetime. And originally, I didn't understand the reason why. And it took me some time of isolation, of healing, and going within to actually process my feelings, emotions, and thoughts in order for me to understand the reasons, yet alone the purpose. And in doing so, I realized that all of the negativity that I was projecting into the universe by engaging in toxic traits and characteristics that I used to engage in at one point in time within my life, vibrating at a low frequency. I was projecting that out into the universe. Therefore, at some point in time, I knew that I was going to receive that back. And when I finally received that back in regards to what it was that I was projecting out there, to finally experience the pain and the hurt that I had put other individuals through in my past, it was a pain unlike no other. To truly experience it, feel it, and process it, it was a pain unlike no other. It truly was. And since experiencing that, it has helped me to change to be a better individual for the betterment of myself as well as for others that I encounter and or engage with. as a man, I already understand when going into a relationship, I'm already, I'm already, I'm already in competition. I'm already at odds. I'm already receiving the short end of the stick in all ways, shapes, and forms because of who I am as a man, what I have to provide, what I can bring to the table, what I've accomplished, my financial status. These are all things that are taken into account by women within the first encounter that you have with a male. On top of that, if she has children with someone else, not only am I in competition with other individuals in regards to her time and her energy as well as her love, I'm in competition with her children as well as her family and friends. And it makes it that much harder for a male to truly even be considered of value, yet alone equal, in regards to having a fair chance and even showing his worth and or feeling worthy enough to be included within this dynamic that you are hoping to have, yet alone build with someone. And knowing that now, it has changed my entire perception of love, of relationships, yet alone life within itself when it comes to energy exchange with other individuals. And I say that because within my last relationship that I was in, right out the gate, coming through the door, I was in competition with her family and her friends. I was in competition with the ex-husband who wasn't relevant in no way, shape, or form, but because they had a kid together that made him relevant in everyday life. I was in competition with her son, which I loved as my own, and I still do. But I knew that coming through the door, her having a child, a son, that she would put him first before me, and that she would love him more than me because I held no type of value to her outside of what I could provide for her, for them, in regards to the relationship that we had. And that right there not necessarily knowing that, not necessarily being consciously aware of all of these factors going into this dynamic, this relationship, this situation. It was already done and over with before it actually even started. And after some years went by and having a kid myself with this individual, the tables begin to turn because now I have a daughter by this individual. And the tables had begun to turn. The same the same effects that she pushed off on me in regards to the competition that I felt when it came to her family and friends as well as her child. It turned around on her, and she began to experience what it was that she made me feel throughout our relationship, because she knew that I would always put my daughter before her, that I would love my daughter more than her, that I would do any and everything, go above and beyond for my daughter, yet alone that my daughter would take her place as being number one in my life. And she didn't like that, yet alone she couldn't accept that. Though it was something that I had to accept in regards to her and her son. And a lot of individuals don't pay attention to that. So, with the mirror being turned around so that she can begin to feel what it was that she was projecting into the world, she didn't like that. She didn't like it not one bit. So in order to not acknowledge it, to process it, yet alone understand it, her course of action to show that she had the power was to remove her as well as my children away from me so that I could no longer have access to them. And in doing so, not only was she trying to show her dominance as well as express how she held the power within this dynamic that we had going on, she subjected our children to having to suffer by not having that father figure, that role model, that male that had the best intentions for all of us collectively. She didn't see the bigger picture, therefore causing pain and betrayal, sacrifice, among a bunch of other things, not only for myself, yet alone her, but for our children. She didn't take into the account of the ways in which it would affect the children by making a decision that she felt was the best decision at that point in time. And originally, I was hurt. I was upset. I was mad and I was angry. But after time of healing, after finding myself, after going within, gaining a sense of understanding, compassion, and forgiveness, I see the bigger picture. I see the bigger picture. And with seeing the bigger picture, gaining that sense of understanding, compassion, and forgiveness, I'm no longer mad. I'm no longer hurt. I'm no longer upset. I'm honestly at peace with the decisions that was made amongst both of us. I'm honestly at peace with it. But even still, after all this time that has passed, it seems as if I'm the only individual that understands. I'm the only individual that can see the bigger picture, that is consciously aware and with that being said, all it does is it makes me pray for my children in hopes that they forgive us both. And I hope that they end up being better than us as adults whenever they grow up. Because, in all honesty, there's only but so much that I can do in regards to fighting for them, trying to be there for them. There's only but so much that I can do, especially when the opposing individual is resistant to change, to understanding, to compassion, to forgiveness, yet alone communication. It takes too much time, effort, and energy in doing any of the above because it's like talking to a brick wall or trying to beat a dead horse back to life. It just takes too much time and too much energy. time and energy that I no longer have because I know that I've done my part. I know that I have tried. I know that I have. And in doing so, I've come to the realization that I have given enough of myself in regards to time, effort, energy, love, affection, money, hope, forgiveness, compassion, understanding. I've given so much of myself to the situation to where I've completely exhausted all of my resources mentally, physically, and spiritually. I have no more left to give, none whatsoever. So I had to make the conscious decision to withdraw, to detach, to call my power back, and to start investing, yet alone pouring that energy, that time, that love, that money, all of the above. I have to start pouring back into myself and investing in myself because it wasn't appreciated whenever I was giving it to another individual, yet alone it wasn't reciprocated, yet alone it wasn't valued. And originally I accepted that because I didn't know my value. I didn't understand my worth. But since embarking on this journey that I've been on, as well as healing, I've come to I've come to understand and realize my value and my worth, and I know that there's better, there's more out there for me in life, and that I no longer have to sit around and wait, yet alone hope to receive something that really will not do me any type of justice in no way, shape, or form. I don't need outside validation. Thus, making the decision for me to walk away that much more easier. I've done all that I can to the point to where I've been siphoned of everything that I love and that I own. And now I have to rebuild and start over from scratch all over again. But this time, it will be based upon a solid foundation with that man upstairs. And originally, I was scared, I was in fear, and I was resistant to it. But I'm not scared nor resistant anymore because I have the utmost faith, trust, and belief in that man upstairs, and knowing that he will provide for me and take care of me in all ways, shapes, and forms as he always has. And then knowing that I can rest assured, knowing that everything will be just fine for me. So, to my baby girl, I love you, and I always will. I'll always be here for you. I did not walk out on you. I did not abandon you. And I did not leave you, baby. I've tried my hardest to fight for you by going to initiate, court proceedings to get partial 50-50 custody of you. I've petitioned to try and create some type of change in regards to equal rights for males and females as parents in co-parenting situations. I've started a whole petition for you, baby. I even tried to get some type of counseling with your mama to see if, we could produce better communication so that we could co-parent together better. And she denied me that. So, in all of the ways in which the opposing forces have been going against me to keep me from having you in my life, I have to surrender and let go and move on with my life. Because if I don't, I'll probably end up hating myself more for not living my life more than I used to hate your mother for taking you away from me. I don't want to hate anyone. But if I continue to sacrifice myself in my life, I'll probably end up hating the individuals that I sacrificed myself in my life for in the end. And I don't want to end up doing that. I truly want to be happy and be free to live my life and be me. And the only way that I can do that is by choosing me. But know that no matter where I go or what I do, no matter how happy I may portray to be, in all honesty, I will not and will never be 100% wholeheartedly happy without having you in my life, yet alone with me. Because it truly hurts to have to make this decision and separate myself, and the feeling of leaving you behind, that truly hurts. It's a feeling that I did not want to have to experience. It's a decision that I never intended to have to make in no way, shape, or form. But it's something that I have to do for me to be free. But I just want you to know that I love you, and you know there's nothing that I wouldn't do for you. But I have to let go and move on. and know this, that I'm not choosing to not pay child support. I'm just not financially stable enough to be able to pay what it is that they are asking me to pay, yet alone the amount that they are asking me to pay for one child is enough for a rent payment and or a mortgage. Going off of a job that I hadn't worked at in over a year, that my lawyer been knew about, but she didn't present that evidence to the courts. Therefore, it has caused me to be financially unstable to the point to where I don't even have a house myself. I've been living out of my car, which is cool. I have no issues with, But know that it's not my choice to not provide for you. I just financially can't. But I also will not pay to be, I will not pay someone else any type of money to not be allotted the opportunity to be in your life. That is my conscious decision. So even if I could make the payments to aid in providing for you, I wouldn't, because I will not be used for funds to supply someone else while they sit back and constantly take and not give. I will not do that. Like I said, the amount that they are asking for you is enough for me to have an apartment right now. When your mother decided that she didn't want to be with me for whatever her reasons were, because I honestly have done nothing to her, she decided to assume all responsibilities in regards to you. That was her choice. Though we both laid down together and created you, she took you from me and still won't allow you to be in my life. So with that being said, she decided to assume all responsibilities for you. And she will have to. So whenever the courts do decide that they want to come and find me, hey, by all means necessary, I'm going to stand on business. I'm going to let them know what it is. I ain't playing no games. Simple as that. But no, baby girl, that this was not my choice in no way, shape, or form. Because losing you, it caused a lot of turmoil for me within my life in so many different ways. But I can no longer let that hold me back nor deter me from regaining a sense of stability and getting back up on my feet. I can't let that hinder me in no way, shape, or form. And know that wherever I go, whenever I get back up on my feet and I get back right, just know that I will put forth the effort again into trying to be in your life. I will. But for now, I have to go and get my life right and together. I love you with all of my heart, with everything that I have. And I miss you unlike no other. You will always be with me, and I will always be with you. I love you. And to your mother, you know how I feel about that little girl. You know how I feel about that little girl. So I'm going to say it like this, and I'm going to stand on business. I ain't playing no games in no way, shape, or form. If anything, and I mean anything, happened to my child outside of natural causes while she in your custody, bruh, just know I'ma see you. Know that you and everyone involved will get dealt with accordingly. And I mean that. I have no plex about going to prison behind my child. And I will gladly and gratefully go to court with a smile on my face admitting, yeah, I did whatever it is that I did. Simple as that. Because you know how I feel about that little girl. Since you want to keep on playing with me, this is your warning right here. This is your warning. Protect that little girl and take care of her with it like your life depend on it. Because it do depend on it, big dog. I'm not playing with you. And I ain't playing with nobody else around you. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. Ain't nobody gonna get in my way. Play with me if you want. And I don't care about how nobody feel about this message that's around you or not. You got a problem with it, you feeling froggy, go ahead and fucking leap. I ain't playing no fucking games behind mine. Big stepper. Alright? You know how I'm coming. And I ain't playing no games. Period. Point blank. So with that being said, take care of that little girl like your life depend on it, cause it do. And I don't care if you take it, I don't care how you take it. Cause it ain't a threat, it's a promise. Simple as that. Simple as that. But with that being said, I have nothing more left to say in regards to the situation, yet alone anything else pertaining to you. I don't want nothing from you. I don't need nothing from you. I don't want nothing with you. All I wanted was to be in my child's life. But since I'm not allowed that opportunity, I fine, that's cool. I'm done. It's over with. It's over with. But you ain't getting nothing from me. Not a dime, not an ounce of love, no attention, nothing. You will not get a damn thing from me. Period. At all. In no way, shape, or form. I'm done with you and everything that you got going on. Simple as that. And I just need you to know that. It's a wrap. But heed my words when I say you better protect that little girl like your life depend on it, because it truly do. That's all I got to say. I'm out.